Hi everyone, my name is Jess Parizek and I'm an exclusive Black Rank presenter with Younique products. Today I'm going to go over the compensation plan with Younique and show you how you get paid with our company, starting from the beginning rank all the way to our highest rank, which is the position that I'm at already. So I'm going to have you all start out by going to your websites and clicking on My Office, and then My Royalties, and finding the color chart. When you do that, I will show you on my phone here, and this will be a little bit different because I'm not on a computer, but once you go to My Office and My Royalties, if you scroll down here, you will see this color chart, and this is going to help you be able to keep track of where you are, and it'll make sense when I'm going through this video with you. You can see by these check marks, I have achieved all of these different levels for the month because they have a white check mark. And so once we get started with this, you'll see what I mean, and we'll go from there. So let's get started. When you start out as a presenter, you start out as a white rank presenter. And to be officially a white presenter, you have to sell $125. Now this can be a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months kind of thing, but you just need to sell $125 before you're considered an actual white presenter. In your presenter's kit, you will get a white charm already. So again, you're not officially a white presenter until you've sold $125. So in this situation, again, white presenter, they make 20% commission, and that is when you've sold $125. Oops, messed up on my dollar sign there. And that can be from you selling the $125, buying product for yourself, or it can be from people going to your website. So it's just $125 in personal sales, okay? It isn't until our next rank, which is called yellow, that you jump up in the percent that you get paid. Yellow is, again, based on your own personal sales, and it's basically $1,000 in personal retail sales. Again, that can be products that you've bought or your customers have bought from your website, but it is basically $1,000 onward. So a lot of people, when they first start out, they will have that goal to reach yellow rank, because once you hit this $1,000 in your lifetime sales, whether it takes you a week, a month, a year, whatever, you bump up to 25% commission, and you will never drop below 25% commission ever again, okay? This is also the only time that you'll ever have to sell $1,000 yourself, okay? So again, this is $1,000 and beyond. Once you've hit that $1,000 milestone, you are officially a yellow presenter, okay? What I tell people to do with my team is I tell people to go to that color rank chart and go ahead, print it off, and cross out white and yellow once you have reached them. Because every month after that, you start out at 0 in sales, and the most you're going to ever have to sell personally is up to $500. So again, with yellow, you do not make anything off of your downline. So if you're starting out as a presenter and you get a bunch of people signed up underneath you right away, you're not going to get paid on them until you reach our next position, which is pink. And let's talk about that now. Again, with yellow, it can take you however long it takes to reach that level. It's cumulative. It doesn't start over, it just keeps building month to month until you hit that $1,000 mark, okay? And of course my pink marker is not working, but pink rank, this is the level that we start earning money off of our downline, okay? You need to have one person that you've personally sponsored that is a qualified presenter, okay? So let's, with this example, you need to have $250 in personal sales, okay? So that's you. And you need to have one person underneath you that has sold at least $125 that you have personally sponsored. And then you can have some other people on your team as well, if you want. And they can have some people underneath them if they want. Or you can just have one person to help you. But this is where we get into what is called company sales. And with Pink, your company sales need to be $2,000, okay? So, what is company sales? Company sales is you and your entire team. No matter how many levels down they all contribute to your company sales. So, like myself right now, I have 4,900 people on my entire team, and all 4,900 people count towards my company sales, okay? With Pink, again, you need to make sure that this whole group is 2,000, okay? And on that 2,000 with Pink, you make 3% of that 2,000, okay? And so again, make sure that you are building a team once you hit Pink, and Pink is the only level that you are going to be starting to make money on your downline. Now, if you started out this month and you reach Pink, next month you start over at 0 again, and you have to reach this rank again in order to be paid at it. You'll always have a career rank title, and you'll have a monthly paid as title. Two completely different things. So let's say you reach Pink once, and then your team falls apart and you can't get $2,000 in sales. You'll always be recognized as a Pink presenter, but you won't be paid as a Pink presenter. I hope that makes sense, okay? One thing to mention with this company sales is you'll notice on your back office that the company sales part, it might show that in personal sales you have $100, but yet it's only contributing $75 to your company sales. Well, that's exactly what company sales is. It is 75% of the personal retail sales, okay? We call it wholesale amount because the 25% is what you have been paid in commissions. So again, if you have, let's just go over company sales here. My board wants to fall down. If you personally sell $100, that is going to contribute to your company sales only 75%, which is $75, okay? So if you have 3 people underneath you that have all sold $100 in personal sales, it's going to contribute only $225 to your company sales, okay? Sorry. So that's very important to learn the difference between personal sales and company sales. Our next rank is blue rank. Sorry, I had a mosquito in here. So blue is you selling $250. So that's you. And you need to have 2 people now on your team that have sold $125. Again, ones that you've personally sponsored for the month, okay? And you can have other people here and here, and even here and here, and even there, doesn't matter. But all of you together need to sell $4,000. So everyone, you and your entire team, no matter how many levels down, need to together sell 4,000. Okay? So realistically, again, with company sales, you're not just selling 4,000, you're selling 25% more than that. Okay? So with blue, you get paid on this 4,000, you get paid 4% of that. You still make 25% on your personal sales. And again, you just need 2 people that have been qualified on your team. You can have more, but the minimum you need is 2. Where's my marker? That's all right. With each rank that you achieve, you will receive a charm in the mail and a letter congratulating you on reaching that rank. Make sure on the back office color chart that you're seeing a check mark for each of those different levels vertically, okay? You want to make sure that everyone is fully checked with a white check mark, because a lot of people say, I think I hit blue because I sold $250, but they don't see that they don't have a check mark under the 4,000 as well, okay? So always make sure that you do have every single check mark checked. One important thing that I failed to mention with this company to begin with is with yellow, you have to reach yellow rank before you can advance to any other color rank, okay? So you can be yellow, and again, that's all based on your own personal sales. You can be yellow and have this team blossoming underneath you, but until you personally sell that $1,000, you're not going to advance to pink and blue and all the other color ranks above that. So very important when starting out, get that yellow rank under your belt right away. That way you get the 25% commission on everything and you start making money on your downline when you start reaching for pink. Okay? The next position is one of the best positions in the company. This is our first leadership position, and it's the position of green rank. With green rank, you get invited to go to a leadership retreat in Salt Lake City, Utah. You get to tour corporate. You get a Younique bracelet that is specially designed for Younique presenters. It's silver. It's awesome. It has little links on it for you to put all your charms on. With the unified certification elite training that you get to go to in Utah, you get to eat dinner with Derek and Melanie, our owners, at Derek's house. You get put up in this beautiful lodge up in the mountains, and you spend all weekend learning all the amazing things that our owners have to offer. So reaching green rank is a huge deal, okay? With green, it changes for your personal sales. Now you have to sell $500 for the current month. So you personally have to sell $500. And the funny part, or the great part about Younique with this, is once you hit green rank, you earn 30% commission on your personal sales. Okay? So this is 30%. That'll look kind of like a 30. There we go. So you earn 30% on your personal retail sales. Now let's say you hit green midway through the month. Every single day you will get paid at 25%, and now on the 8th of the following month, that's when you start getting paid on your team bonuses for pink and above. So on the 8th of the month, if you ended up selling, let's say, $1,000, you would get paid that extra 5% to make it 30% on the 8th of the following month, okay? So you personally need $500 in sales. You need 3 people underneath you that you have personally sponsored to sell $125. And you and your entire team need to sell a big whopping $10,000 in company sales. Again, it's actually 25% more because, again, remember, it's 75%, okay? To reach this, of course, if you wanted to do it mostly by yourself, you would be selling a lot of product. But the nice thing about this with our company is, like I mentioned, you have your whole team to help you, no matter how many people you have. If you have 10 people, if you have 100 people, if you have 10,000 people, they all contribute to that company sales and get you to that big number that you'll see on that color chart, okay? So, of course, there's going to be people here and here and here, and even more people probably here. You definitely don't get to green unless you've really built a solid foundation. Typically, you just don't sell $10,000 yourself, and you can, but you absolutely need those 3 people underneath you that have sold $125 for the month, okay? There is a huge difference when people underneath a green presenter hit green. And I'm going to go into that. Oh, I forgot to mention, of that 10,000, you get paid 5%, okay? So I'll write that up here. 5% of 10K, okay? Here's the situation where you're going to see on that color chart where it says circle sales and company sales, and there's a big difference. The only time you have to worry the difference between company and circle sales is when you're green and you have someone else that goes green underneath you. Or if you start out and you have a really rocking team underneath you, but you're not recruiting and doing so hot yourself. So what is circle sales? Well, let's pretend here for a minute that this person underneath you also goes green. Okay? Every single person underneath her or him will be part of your company sales, so they'll always be part of your company sales, but they will not be part of your circle sales. So only people that are your circle sales are you and the people that aren't green. So this is circle, and this one is company. Okay? So again, if you have someone underneath you that has gone green, they are no longer for the month considered part of your circle. They are part of your company. They are not part of your circle. If, for instance, you were green and had a green underneath you go green, and you had enough circle sales, because you need to make sure to maintain green, that with your circle you have 2,000, and with your company you need to make sure you have 10K. A lot of people have this happen where they get a really strong line over here and they kind of depend on them, and then they turn green, and then over here all these other people, they don't have 2,000. And so sometimes a person underneath you can rank higher than the position that you're in simply because you were so dependent on just that line. That's why it's always important to build wide and deep, okay? Because you don't, in this company, get rich just by having one strong line and letting them explode. You have to make sure that you're always continually building, because the goal of this is to build tons of greens wide and have them build tons of greens down, because you actually get paid the highest on your third generations, okay? We're going to do a little bit different situation here, because this would be my first generation green, and I would get paid 3% of her and her entire team. But what happens if this person didn't have the circle sales because she was depending on this girl, and this girl turns green? So let's say that this girl over here, her circle sales weren't 2K. They were maybe 500. This person turns green. That does not make this person green. She will not qualify for green unless she gets her circle to 2,000, okay? What does this make this green here? Well, for me, it would be my first generation elite for the month. Even though I personally didn't sponsor her, she is considered my first generation green for the month. That's why you want to take care of your entire team, because there might be a time where this person quits or this person quits and someone way down here turns green. They're considered your green for the month as long as you've met all the requirements. Let's say this person here also turned green. What does that make her? She's my second generation for the month. Let's say this person did turn green. She had enough circle sales and this one had enough circle sales and this one turned green. This is my first, second, and third generations. And you can have multiple first, second, and third generations. This is just one leg in your company. You can have all these going green as well, okay? And that's where it'll get into play here when we go to these next levels. So again, green, you get 30% of your personal sales. You get 5, if nobody underneath you goes green for the month and you're just green, you'll get 5% of that 10,000. And if someone breaks off from you by turning green, you will get 3% of them. When we get to the other ranks of orange and purple and black, you will see that you actually make more on this second generation and even more on this third generation. However, this company will only pay you on your third generation when you are a black presenter. And I have lots of people on my team right now that are sitting at orange and purple, and they have lots of third generation elites, and they're missing out on all that money because they're not a black presenter, okay? If you can understand up to this point of the compensation plan fully without rewinding this and going back and learning it, hats off to you, because it took me at least a couple months to start figuring this out. So I always recommend that you watch this every other night, every week, just to really get this in your head. The next few ranks, orange, purple, and black, get a little bit complicated here, so really make sure that you know how to get up to green. Okay? With orange, you need $500 in personal sales, which you make 30% of still. All levels above green make 30%. Again, remember, during the month, you'll get paid 25%. And on the 8th of the following month, you'll get that retroactive 5% on your paycheck deposited onto your PayQuicker account. Okay, you personally need to sell 500, and you need to have, let's see, 3 qualified people that are personally sponsored by you. And again, being green or any of these other ranks, you're going to have a bunch more people that you've sponsored, unless these people are really, really rock stars, okay? But you need to have at least 3 people that have done 125, and you need to have, the big kicker here is you need to have 1 person that is green that gets green on your team in order to achieve orange. And you and your entire team need to sell 20,000 in company sales. And with this, if you have an elite, so let's go here, here, here. Okay, so this team is really getting off to a good start. They have a lot of people on there, okay? So in order to be orange, you need to have 1 elite on your team. Again, it doesn't matter if you've personally sponsored them or if they're way down here As long as there's no one that's turned green between you and that person, that is considered your first generation. So if this person was green and this person wasn't, that would be my first generation. If this person turned green and nobody was green between us, of course, I'm still considered an elite. This would be my first generation for the month. Okay? So again, it can come from anywhere. That's why we always say that you can potentially get paid on infinite levels down in your company. Okay? So again, for orange, you need to have one person that's green. So let's just do this person. Okay? So again, I need to make sure with orange that my circle, and again, is this part of my circle? No, because she's a green presenter and she broke away for the month. So these guys right here and all of these guys are part of my circle, and they need to have, so I'll do like this, 4,000 in circle sales. Again, remember that includes you. I guess I should do this too. So you and all the people that aren't involved in a green rank are part of your circle. This person is not part of my circle. Everybody is part of my company. Okay? The company needs 20,000. Again, for your first generation elite, you are going to get paid 3% of them. And on your second generation, so let's say this person also hits green, you're going to make 4% on them. See why it's important now to build leaders that build leaders that build leaders? Because unlike other direct sales companies, you're going to get paid higher as the levels get, or as the generations get deeper and deeper. We max out at third generations, but it's okay to have fourth generation elites because it gives you kind of an insurance policy that if something ever happened to that third generation, you have another elite that will bump up and roll up to you, okay? So the only difference between orange and purple, I'm just gonna erase this here, and this. On orange, you do not get paid if someone here was going to go green. You don't get paid on third generations. Again, you only get paid on them as a black presenter. With purple, same thing. You need $500 in sales. You need to make sure that you have, let's see here, 4 qualified. So let's do another 125. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to have 2 people that have gone green. So let's just do this one too. So 2 people that have turned green. If you need to have them on separate legs. That's the key. This isn't 2 first generations. This is a first generation and this is a second generation. So make sure they're on 2 separate lines. And with this, with purple, again, this is a first generation and this is a first generation. So you would get paid 3% on any first generations. Even if you had 10 more of them, that's okay. You just at least need to have 2. And realistically, if you have more than that, you'll be black presenter, and we'll get into that. But you need to have 2. And if you have a second generation green, so let's say there's one there. Let's pull a couple more here. And even a couple more here. Let's say, let's not make this one green. Let's make this one green. And let's say this one turned green and this one turned green. That's okay. You just need to make sure that you have 2. You can have second generations. Again, you're not going to get paid on this one because it's a third. But with, oops, you'll always make 3% on your first generation elites. On your second generation elites, you're going to get paid 4%. And with your circle, it needs to be 6,000. And with your company, you need to have 40,000, okay? So again, 40,000, you need to make sure that it's everybody together doing 40,000. This now would not be your circle. So let's do it like this. Okay. So, who are my circle people in this example? Well, it's definitely me. It's definitely the people that aren't green. It's also this person over here. And it's also this person here. Okay? So these guys, because they're not involved, because they haven't turned green, and I'm the only one that's turned green, they're part of my circle. These guys that are green, those are always going to count towards my company sales along with everybody else, but they're not part of my circle, okay? On that 6,000, you are going to get paid 6%, okay? Whereas orange, on your 4,000, you'll get paid 5%, okay? And that's it for that one. So let's get rid of this now. That way we don't confuse you. Okay, highest rank of the company is black. And black is the highest leadership that you can get. You get a black diamond charm from corporate. You are recognized on stage at convention. It's a huge honor. As of right now, there are, I think, 40 people in 4 different countries total of 90,000 presenters that are actually black rank presenters. I was the 6th person to ever reach this rank, and I hit it 3 months after joining, okay? And I only had 260 people, so anything is possible. Some people reach it with 3,000 or 4,000 people. It's quality, not quantity, okay? But with black, you personally need to sell $500 for the month. You need to have 4 people underneath you that are green, meaning they and their team have done 10,000. Okay, so you need to have 4 greens. Again, it can be someone several levels down as long as there's not a green in between you guys. Okay? You need to, let's say there's these people and these people, these people. You have tons of people up here, and they have people, and they have people. That's fine. Okay? You and your entire team, company sales, need to be 80,000. Okay? So you and your entire team need to do 80,000. Okay? Who is part of the circle here? It's not these guys because they're green. It is all of these people up here that are part of the circle, and the circle needs to be 10,000. And on that circle, you are going to make 6%. Okay? You're going to make 6% on that circle. Okay? With black, again, you're going, if it was just like this, where this person turned green, and this person turned green, you're going to make, this is your first generation, this is your second generation, this is your third generation, 3%, 4%, and a 5% on your third generations. Your third generations are what is going to make you a millionaire, okay? You want as many third generation elites as you possibly can because you're going to get paid the highest on those third generations. Again, very important to build these leaders that are going to build leaders that are going to build leaders. Now, what happens if there's someone here that also turns green? Well, with our compensation plan, you don't get paid on that 4th generation, but it's kind of nice because let's say 1 month this person doesn't qualify, this person becomes my 3rd generation for the month, right? Because this person is my second, and then there isn't anybody that is a generation elite, and then here it is. So in this situation, this person would be my third generation, and I would make 5% on them. Okay? So again, the biggest thing to note with this compensation plan is that we pay on generations and not what we sometimes hear in the direct sales world of first line, second line, third line kind of thing. Most companies, you get paid the highest on your first line, who you personally sponsored, a little bit less on the second line of whoever they sponsored, and the littlest possible on your third generation. Not with this company. Our goal is to build leaders that build leaders that build leaders. Okay? Let's see. I don't think I missed anything. Again, you make 30% up here. Extra 5% gets paid on the 8th of the month. It's usually towards evening. That might change in the future. But as of right now, we get paid on the 8th of the month, usually around nighttime. Make sure that those circle sales are 10,000, and make sure that you are building wide and deep. Right now, as a black presenter, some people are asking, well, how many people have you personally sponsored, or how many elites do you have? I personally have sponsored 79 people, so I have it very wide, and they have sponsored people very deep. And of my first generations, I currently have, I believe, about seven first generation elites. And you can have more. That's great. That's where you're going to make more money. You don't just need 4 for black. Keep building them. So you definitely want to build wide with those greens, because once they start building and building, you're going to get a lot of those third generations. And the third generations are going to make you the most money. So I hope this was helpful. Please reach out to me if you have any questions, and have a great day. Thank you.